Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One of the things that you mentioned is self-regulation, that you're going to ensure that you pay attention to it. But I would wonder whether it's going to be irregularly or inconsistent. How often will you review yourselves to be able to ensure that there are problems being addressed?
I think as a regular course, certainly at United, between ourselves internally to our board.
How often?
Well, our boards meet 5 times a year, so at least that many times. But internally and to the open public, we have 86 million customers out there every day, and to everyone's concerns and thoughts, we hear from them very frequently with regards to this. And so I have an old saying from a long time ago that it's about proof, not promises. And so what you've seen from United in the 18 months I've been there anyway is everything we've said we were going to do, we've delivered upon. And so it'll be a constant stream of new announcements that enhance what we've already talked about, but also a follow-up on the issues. And again, with regards to the policies we put in place, everyone will be a judge in that. Yes.
To the rest of you.
Congresswoman, in the case of Alaska Airlines, we are constantly holding ourselves accountable from a customer service and a customer satisfaction standpoint, so much so that we actually have customer satisfaction metrics as part of our employee compensation, as part of our employee incentives, and those are watched very closely by all employees, all 19,000 of us, and those are addressed every single month.
Congresswoman, I would say the same thing for Southwest. Customer service measures are part of the way our, in particular, our leaders are compensated, so we review those often. And then second, with the change where we will no longer overbook as part of the oversell, and we expect that to go down, our denied boardings 80%. We will be watching that every single week.
We receive customer feedback in multiple forms, and we pay attention to all of it and take it all seriously. We have a team at American that we call our customer advocacy team that consists of senior leaders from every department around the airline, and we meet monthly to review feedback, review our policies, and make changes to continue to improve.
But are they implemented immediately?
They're implemented as quickly as we can. If it's a simple policy change, yes, immediately. If it's something that requires a technology change, it may take us a little longer to get it done.
Mr. McGee, do you have any comment?
Yes, thank you, Congresswoman. We've heard a lot today about, again, retraining and improvements, and we certainly want to give credit where it's due for that. But I do think that there's an underlying issue here, and that is it really shouldn't take a media event and a viral social media, outcry to make executives in this industry rethink how they treat their customers.
Thank you. Mr. McGee, do you have any comment in the training that is afforded the employees as insofar as mental health is included? Anything to help the employee deal with customers who are acting odd, or on the personal basis for self-improvement? I fly twice a week, so I've seen it all. Yet I've encountered every now and then a very rough attendant. Would it be because of stress? Would you indicate that any training is given to them to be able to deal with mental health problems if they arise?
I think it's an excellent question, Congresswoman, because, as I stated earlier, this is an industry that heavily outsources. I'm a former airline employee myself, so I should point that out. I'm an FAA-licensed aircraft dispatcher. I spent 7 years working in airline flight operations and ground operations management, and I was very proud to work at Pan Am, an airline that was renowned for passenger service. But right now, we have a situation where employees are under tremendous strain. I think it's the executive decisions that are putting flight attendants in the front lines of so many of these situations. Flight attendants have a primary responsibility to ensure safety and evacuation and things like that, and of course customer service, but we've asked them to be bouncers and police officers and all kinds of other things. Right. And so there's no question that there's an issue of training as well.
I'll ask any of you to quickly reply. I'm running out of time.
Simply put, we agree, and in fact, supporting United today in the audience is several of our pilots and flight attendants And I think we work with them constantly to ensure that what their needs, what they see, and that constant back and forth, so that we do put in policies, training, and other things.
Does it include mental health training?
We do have a policy and a practice that we're implementing, particularly for our pilots.
Well, May is Mental Health Month, so I urge you to take a look at it and ensure that that is taken care of. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very